Hello, my name is Teah, and unfortunately, I can't make the show in person, but I did write something for the show, and Sarah said that I could video and she could play it over a screen, which is amazing because I've wanted to be part of Own It and Own It show for a while. I'm from Boise, Idaho. I used to live in Salt Lake. And I'm really good friends with Sarah. So Sarah, thank you so much for letting me be a part of this show, even from so many miles away. I'm in Florida right now visiting my girlfriend. And so it means a lot that Sarah's allowing me to be part of this. So this piece of mine is called Music Box, and I hope you like it. Being born into a world that sees my love as a choice has been the biggest obstacle of my life. Thinking that being gay is a choice is like thinking that we get to choose how tall we become as an adult, or that we get to choose if we have freckles or not. Being gay comes as natural as the color of my brown hair and as natural as the size of my nose. Funny enough, those things are the things about me that I've always wanted to change. Those things are things that I've always seen as flaws, things that just are. Things that just come naturally. And yet, they are things that people have always seen as absolutely beautiful about me. And I know we are all our own self-critic, and for a long time I saw my sexuality as an illness. I didn't see it as something beautiful or natural because the world saw it as a flaw. I spent years attempting to pray the gay away, hating something that's so deeply embedded inside of my soul, something that just is. Like hair color that you could cover up. With a Walmart box dye, I attempted to date men to cover up the rainbow that was dulled by every prayer, begging God to just fix me. Why the fuck couldn't he just fix me, right? Since it's a choice and not natural. But like the human hair does, it grows out. And the box dye is a mask that is only temporary, a band-aid. Anger started to bleed from my ears and my palms started sweating the truth. God wasn't going to fix me. He wasn't going to take the gay away because he simply couldn't. He wouldn't. My box dye men wasn't my shade. I needed my natural color. I was fading slowly, and every self-loathing thought that surfaced every time I tried to force my eyes onto men. I felt overtaken by my family's expectations of what they dreamt their daughter, sister, aunt's life needed to look like, and it became too much. Knowing that exiting Earthside wasn't an option, although sounded so satisfying, I continued praying for God to simply just love me, to love what just is, me, my heart, my sexuality, my gender. Ah, yes. See, gender bending is another thing that I get looked at with crocked heads and furrowed brows. I forget sometimes a lot of people assume gender and sexuality are in the same genre, kind of like assuming tomatoes are fruits and vegetables. Fruits or vegetables, but not really wanting to do the research to educate themselves on what they truly are. Botanically and scientifically, tomatoes are fruits, but are utilized like vegetables because of their savory tastes and looks. We have to stop assuming with gender. We have to be okay with respecting others' wants and needs for their comfortability, just as others do the same for us daily, because they do. Think of it this way. If you're a straight male whose pronouns are he, him, you're already being spoken to with the correct pronouns. I'm sure just as you enjoy, right? Wouldn't it suck if someone constantly misused your pronouns and addressed you with she, her because they didn't feel like changing one single word, even if you've asked them to over and over, and the second you try to correct them and they get offended because you're asking them to kindly call them by your wanted pronouns, by what makes you feel comfortable and makes you feel more at peace? It's that easy. As a society, we have to stop being so selfish. Boy and girl are silly words that were created for the dictionary to identify what our bodies looked like when we were born, not our brains or our souls. We forget that just because of our genitals being present has no meaning on how our brains and souls identify. Our bodies are simply a music box, holding our own personal tunes safe and sound, loud with everything that puts our songs together. Being a lesbian that identifies as non-binary, I know that people will be confused. I know I'm going to get looks. I do get looks. I get looks of confusion and distress because I was born a female, but sometimes inside, I feel like a boy. My brain doesn't feel like a boy, but only sometimes. but I enjoy having a female body. It is confusing, but to me it's not. The confusion makes sense, and that's all that matters to me. Dressing like a boy makes sense, but having a girl body also makes sense. As long as I feel like me, as long as I feel loved, then what others say and how others look really isn't my concern. It isn't anyone's concern. Who I love, why I identify. Sexuality and gender are two very separate things, and I think we forget that. Just remember, assuming makes an ass out of you, so just don't. Respectfully love everyone, and that's all. And if you are a man and want to wear a dress, I promise that doesn't make you any less macho. If you're a woman who wants to wear Calvin Klein boxer briefs, that doesn't make you any less feminine. Wear the damn clothes. Identify as the damn pronouns. Kiss the same sex. Fuck anyone who says differently, because at the end of the day, you're the only one who is stopping you from owning that shit. You. Not them. You. Thanks. Enjoy the rest of the show. And Sarah, thank you again so much for letting me do this. You are an angel. Thank you so much.